Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Nuno. And my name is Johnny! And today we are going to go through my top 10 games that I spent the most time with in the first half of 2025. And I'll just tell you right now, this is a much happier list than my last one. These are not the games I played the most times. These are the games I spent the most time with. And compared to the last one, this time it kind of checks out a bit more with the games I really like. So, without further ado, let's go. So, number 10. And number 10 is Thunder Road Vendetta, specifically my version Maximum Chrome. What can I tell you? I'm kind of surprised and happy that this one showed up here because I got this game in June. So I got it right at the last month where I was recording the stats for this video. And I'm not sure how I played it enough that it appears on this list on number 10, but I'm happy it does. Thunder Road Vendetta is basically Mad Max, the board game. And in this game, crews composed of various cars or even trucks and motorcycles just race and shoot each other to see who gets to the finish line first, but most of the times just who gets to survive on the track. And it's a really fun game. It's a game that really surprised me. The only problem with this game is that it's so expensive, but it's easy to see why, with all the table space it takes, the cars, the road, and it's just a kid's dream comes true. It's got so many tiny things, so many cool things. Also, it's a game that lasts quite a bit of time, and I think that's why it made it here, because I didn't play it that many times, but I still spent 5 hours with it. And across, I don't know, maybe 4 plays, I have no idea how many times I played it. But for a game that is so simple and so long, and manages to be fun for the whole time, that's even more surprising, because normally games like this are fun if they are short. And yeah, just a game that's really new to me, that I see probably going up on my top 100 of all time, and let's just see how it goes. I still have not played it nearly enough. I still have a lot of stuff on that box to discover, and I'm really excited to play this more as time goes by. Number 9. And number 9 is Witchcraft. Witchcraft, because yeah, it has that thing in the end. In Witchcraft, basically, you're a coven of witches that are trying to prove their innocence at the same time that they are saving their village from some supernatural bad things. And Witchcraft is the game I've been playing a lot recently because I recently got it and I've been trying it. And it's a game that has grown on me quite a lot. I really enjoyed the art and theme of the game. So I was really surprised that my first game was really dry. It just felt like combinations of cards being played. There was no theme coming through. And it was a bit disappointing. But I played quite a bit more times and it started clicking. And it's a really cool game. It's not my favorite game. I was expecting it to be one of my favorite games. And it's not. Just because of a couple of things. But it's still a game that it's really cool. It's really cool. And also has a really cool theme, and it does witches in a cool and historic and real way, not just supernatural witches with powers. No, it even though it kind of has that side, it also has the side of no, witches were just normally women that the church would prosecute for no good reason, and that's cool that they have that side too. And it's just a cool game. The more you get into it, the simpler it gets. And I do have some things on that game that I don't like, but I'll do a review at some point. At this time, I've already managed to win the normal game. And I'm trying it's not a campaign, but I'm trying the campaign part of the game that is like a collection of tales that you go through with a story. And I'm trying that part. And once I'm done with that, I'll probably do a review and see where this stands. And now, number 8. Number 8 is a game I already mentioned on the other top 10, and it's Marvel United Spider-Geddon. I really played a lot of Marvel United this year, basically because I was trying solo games, and Marvel United is it's a really cool game that when you play, you normally just play it a couple of times in a row, and it's a simple game, even though it takes some time, and it's cool, it's fun, it's a bit chaotic. Even though it's a really simple game, there's always storylines emerging. And Spider-Geddon is basically the Marvel United version where Spider-Mans from all times and dimensions come together to fight off some villains. Yeah, Marvel United as a whole is just a really cool game, and Spider-Geddon, for me, it's even better. Just I think the heroes are really cool, are really interesting. The villains too are really interesting, and I just personally I think they're more interesting than the core box. They are both great. I just think I like this one a bit more, and it shows because I bought this one recently and I played it almost as much as the other core box. So, Marvel United, Spider-Geddon. Number 7. For number 7, we got Warp's Edge, which might very well be my favorite game of all time right now. It's competing with Final Girl, but it might just be the one that really deserves it. On what is Warp's Edge? In Warp's Edge, you're basically a pilot in space that got lost from its fleet, and now you're totally alone, and you encounter the alien overlords, and you just take it on yourself to try and destroy them alone and save the human race, basically fighting hordes of enemies until you can destroy the enemy mothership. And the way it plays is that it's a bag builder, where you're going to build your bag and get stronger and get more actions, and you have a certain amount of time until you can do this. And it's basically been becoming one of my favorite games ever. I really think from all the games I tried from Scott Holmes, this is his best design yet. And this game just keeps growing and growing on me, and I expect it to get even better. I've played it a ton of times, even though right now we're just in 6 hours. I played this game like a ton of times, and I still have a lot to discover. I still haven't tried all the ships. I've not nearly tried all the difficulties and alien bosses. And I think it's such a great game. I think it could be just perfect or a tiny bit better and make it perfection if it had a small campaign or something. And the only downside I see in this game is that they spent some money and time making some type of weird campaign setup that was such a waste of time and money that they did, that they could have done something really cool with that. But if we eliminate that from the box, this game is just incredible. And I think it's still going to keep growing on me, even though it's probably at number 1 or 2 on my top 100 of all time. But yeah, let's see how it goes, and let's see where, in the end of the year, where it will land. Number 6. World Wonders. World Wonders is a really cool game. It's a family wave game. It's not necessarily one of my favorite games of all time, but at this point, in terms of family wave and medium light strategic games that are really easy to teach, are really easy to play with new players, it's also probably my wife's favorite game. I talked about World Wonders before. It's just a really cool game. You're basically buying tiles, managing resources, and trying to build your ancient city with polyominoes, and also little wood pieces that represent world wonders from all times. And it's just really cool, works really well. It's a bit lucky, it's not just 100% strategy. It's a bit lucky, but still it's a really cool and fun game that you just feel like you're building something, and by the end of the game you just have a table full of beautiful cities, and it's a really cool game that I recommend to anyone. And I think the box, it's really good value for what it brings. The price for all the little wooden pieces of the world wonders, just so cool. Number 5. And number 5 we have Marvel United, the core box. Yes, Marvel United again. And Marvel United, I've already talked about it before, but basically you're Marvel's heroes and you're trying to fight off the villains and their master plans, and you're trying to defeat them either before the master plan deck runs out, or your heroes die or run out of cards. And it's basically a really simple game with miniatures. It's just a really good game. I'm not going to tell you that this is my favorite game of all time, but if I look at it, technically, Marvel United might just be one of the most perfect games ever made. Because when you consider it logically, it's a game that works perfectly solo, it works perfectly at 2 players, at 3, at 4, top player counts, it works really well. And then it's a system that has got so many iterations where you can play it competitively, you can play it cooperative. You can play it like there's tons of different challenges and things. Like the system seems perfect. The system, you can just add and add stuff to it and it works every time. And then it's also a really simple game that has miniatures, that looks great. And for anyone that likes Marvel, it's a game that works with children. It's a perfect game. It's almost a perfect game. Might not be the most interesting or game with depth out there, but for how simple it is and how fun it is, this game just deserves a lot of respect. And I'm really not a Marvel fanboy at all. It almost pains me to see this, but this game is really good. And now we're reaching the top of the list. And number 4. And here we are already at 9 hours of play. And this game is Dwellings of Eldervale. And Dwellings of Eldervale is a game I really like, with a caveat, and I really want to like, because even though I've played it for 9 hours, I still consider myself that I'm still learning Dwellings of Eldervale, and I'm still getting into Dwellings of Eldervale. And it's a really cool game, but it's got a lot of stuff moving, it's got a lot of small rules. For its wave, it's not that complicated of a game, or that hard to learn. And the only real downside I have with this game is that it takes a lot to set it up. It takes quite some time to set it up, and that's also the reason I've not played it even more, because I just love the theme, I love everything about this game. It's also a mix, but basically in Dwellings of Eldervale, various factions are battling for control of a fantasy realm. And in this fantasy realm, like it's a place where some weird magic exploded, like a catastrophic event, and everybody had to leave the land or die, and then suddenly everyone is coming back because a lot of years has passed and the magic is waning down. And I think that's a really cool theme, because it's basically like a nuclear explosion went off, but they decided to trade nuclear explosion for catastrophic magic event, and it's a really fun theme. And then you just play as really cool races that are coming back and trying to control the land, and also there's still magic going in those lands, and there are like huge monsters that roam those lands, and the theme is really cool. And the thing is, this is a worker placement game that is also just a tiny bit of a 4X game, where there's area control, there's troops on the map, and you do all of this with worker placement. It's a really cool design, it's a really cool game. The only downside that it takes a lot to set it up, and that's the reason I've not played this game more, because I really love this game and I'm loving learning it. It's a game that plays well at all player counts, it has a great solo mode, and it's just a really cool game. Number 3. And number 3 is a sad pick for me. It's a sad number. And this goes back to the last top 10 I made, which was a sad list. And here we have Race for the Galaxy. I played 9 hours of Race for the Galaxy. I really wanted to like this game. I really gave this game a chance to click with me, but I did not like it. I just did not like it. So it's here because I did play it a lot, but I've already sold my copy. It's not a game that's my collection. I still recommend this game to anyone that feels like they will like it, because it's a really good game. It's just not a game for me. But basically, in Race for the Galaxy, it's a card game about action selection, where the actions that your enemies choose, you also choose them. So it's a game about colonizing, developing, conquering the galaxy, and taking advantage of your enemies' decisions. And it's a card game that does this. And I feel like I've already talked badly enough about the game that's so well loved by so many people. It's better that I just don't add anything more. So let's leave the sad part of this list and go into number 2. And number 2 is Scythe. And I played this game more or less like 10 hours already. And it's a game that it's really cool. It's really good. I'm preaching to the wise here. I'm really late to the party. This game has been out for a long time. This game has been loved for a long time. Basically, it's a game. Scythe is a game where factions vie for control of a torn war Europa in an alternate scenario in the 1920s, where some big event destroyed all of Europe and now the factions are just coming in. Kind of reminds me a bit of Eldervale even in the story. And it's just really cool. And the alternate history in this one is really cool, where tanks instead of were adapted to have legs, and you basically have mechs everywhere. Every faction is different. And one of the really cool things about this game is that it's an Euro game and it's a 4X game. And for me that's awesome because I have no past in 4X games. I mostly started with Euro games, so having such a good game that mixes both, for me is incredible because I always liked the idea of 4X but never really played them. And I just been loving Scythe more and more. I've recently played it this month and it's not even counting for these stats, and the game is just growing quickly to my number one. So I've been talking about Warp's Edge, but I actually don't know. Scythe might be my number one. If I have a problem with Scythe, is that the solo play of this game just gives you a tiny bit of extra work. A bit too much, in my opinion, but it's still an incredible game that you can play solo, you can play in any player count. It's just a really cool game. Takes some time to get to know it, to get used to it, but I'm really loving it. And also some honorable mentions that didn't quite fill this list, but they are like 14 through 11. And I forgot to note them down, so I'm not sure I'm going to remember them correctly, but they're still games that I like and I were really close to entering this list, so I'm going to mention them. One of them is Nemesis. Nemesis, I really love the game. Again, like Dwellings of Eldervale, and even more than Dwellings, it's a game that just takes so much time to set up. And sometimes the experience can last so little. It's a really cool experience, but can last anywhere from 30 minutes to more than 1 hour or even 2. And it just takes so much time to set up. It just takes a lot of table space. And that's the only reason I've not played it more, but I really love it. And yeah, I'm just afraid that one day I will want to buy the other Nemesis too, even though they are really similar. It's how much I like this game, and I'm afraid of that because they're really expensive games. But yeah, I love Nemesis a ton, and I hope I get more chances to play it. And that's basically it. What more did I have? Trying to remember. I know Cascadia was also there in the runner-ups. I talked enough about Cascadia. Excellent light game for families and for solo. I'm trying to remember what other games were there. Yeah, maybe let's just leave it at those two since I don't remember and I should have noted it down for the video. I could check my phone, but no, I can't because I film my videos with my phone. I don't have a camera, so that's it. And now for the final, for number one. And this game is just above and beyond the others in terms of hours that I spent in this game. And this game is Role Player Adventures. And I've spent around 17 hours with this game this year. And why? Just by the very nature of the game. It's a campaign game where you have to read story, you have to make decisions. It's actually a really simple game that just works with dice and the dice mitigation. And sometimes the dice just decide what you're going to do and not going to do. But it's a really fun game. It's a really light game, it's a really fun game, it's a really fun story. Even when you can't really do what you want with the dice, the results are always funny. Like, yeah, you wanted to defeat that vampire and do that objective, but you couldn't. So now the vampire beat you and now you're a vampire, and it's just a ton of fun. I've been playing with my wife. We are past the midpoint, I think, of the campaign. And it's a really cool game. It's a really light campaign. Still gives you a bit of work setting up and going through it. Like, campaign games are normally like that. But this is a really good starting point. It's my first real campaign game and I'm enjoying it a ton. And I think it's really cool. I'm actually not sure if I would have enjoyed this more solo or not. The solo game would probably move a bit faster, but a lot of the fun of this game comes from the silly story, and sharing that with other people might be really cool. If you're playing solo, there's probably better campaign games, more involved in gameplay. And that's it for this list. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, play more games and stay awesome.